so here's our 4 sheets again, and we've done all our scoring. So take the 2 sheets out where you loved both sides, and so that was this one and this one. These are 2 different sizes. Put those aside, and then you have the 2 left over that you aren't crazy about one of the sides, remember? So of these, you're gonna go ahead and fold on your score lines of the 2 where you love one side. We scored in the middle at 6 inches, so let's go ahead and fold that on the score line, crease it down. Now remember, now this part's important, make sure the outside of where you fold is the part that you don't mind being covered up, okay? So that's this one. Then you're gonna go to this sheet, and this one we scored at 6 and 8. So what you're gonna do is, remember, the outside needs to be the part you don't mind being covered up. So that's gonna be this side. So we're gonna fold right on that 6-inch score line, burnish it down. Then we're gonna fold up at that 8-inch score line that we made. Go ahead and crease that down really good. And then you're gonna fold this in half like this. Now, this is a little bulky here through the middle, and that's because we have this pocket forming right here. So what I like to do is just open it back up, fold this back in half, take your scissors, and this is kind of where your fold is right here, see? You're gonna go from the fold and kind of cut a little sliver of a diagonal down. Right there. So this is where the fold is. The opening's over here, the fold is over here, and I just cut it straight down at a diagonal, and it just cuts a little triangle out right here. So let me turn that around, and now you've got this more clean closure because you don't have that bulk in the middle, and it closes so much easier. See, there's really no bulk there now. So this is actually gonna be your pocket, and we're gonna glue these sides down in just a second. So these 2 pages here are gonna be the inside, and we're gonna do something else to this one as well, and I'll show you that in just a second. Okay, so now let's do the same thing to these pieces, but you don't have to worry about which side you want on the outside and which side you don't. The only thing you need to worry about with these is which one do you want for your cover and which one do you want for your back cover. So I think that I want my cover to be this XO paper because it's very subtle and I can embellish and, you know, decorate it all I want. So I want to use this one as my cover. So I'm gonna go ahead and fold it on my score line. Crease it down. And this is gonna be my cover, so make sure the cover is on the outside. The piece you want for your cover is on the outside, and then that inside's gonna show. So then we can put that aside. And then for this one, this is gonna be whatever you want your back cover to be. So I definitely think I want my back cover to be this pretty design here. So again, make sure this is on the outside. Fold on your score line, the 6-inch score line. Open it, fold on your 8-inch score line. And then remember what we did? We opened that back up, folded it back in half. Take this with the open over here to the left, take your scissors right at the score line and cut a little triangle out to make it have that little cutout. And then, as you know, it'll fold up like this. And then that'll be your back cover. So now let me show you how this thing comes together. Isn't it easy so far? I love this. I love this design. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna get our pockets situated. So I have this wet glue, and this is what I love using for pockets, and anytime I have pockets I use wet glue. Because if you use dry adhesive, whatever you put in there can get stuck. So I like to use this art glitter glue, and I just have it in these cute little bottles that I got off Amazon, and they've got this like stainless steel tip so that the glue doesn't get clogged in there. I'll link these below from my Amazon shop. They're awesome. So I just get the large bottles of the art glitter glue, which I'll also link below. It does not have glitter in it. It's just a really great adhesive. It's my favorite one. And I'll link that below as well, so you can go over and get that if you're interested. So all you're gonna do is you're just gonna do a very thin bead of glue on the edge of this pocket, and that is it. Let me bring in my craft mat so we don't get this on my tabletop. So then you're just gonna adhere that down and it'll dry clear and flexible. So then you're gonna do the same thing over here. Just a small bead of glue on the edge of that pocket. And then close it. And there you go. So this one's done. We've got our pockets adhered. I'm going to set this over here to dry. So we're going to do the same thing for this one. So now we have these two where they don't have any pockets. Well, we're going to change that. So let's go ahead and do this one first. So this one is the one where we've got the cute little animals in here. So remember those strips that we cut? We're gonna make cute little pockets on the sides. So they'll be like side loading. So all you're gonna do is you're gonna take your strip and you're gonna glue 3 sides, okay? So for sure you're gonna glue the top, just a thin bead of this wet glue, the bottom, and then you're gonna glue this edge. Okay, so then you're just gonna take this and carefully line it up to the edge of this. And that's the good thing about wet glue is it's very forgiving, so you can go ahead and have time to line it up perfectly. Sorry, I'm out of frame a little bit. And adhere that down, just make sure it's perfectly lined up. So now you've got this cute little pocket right there. So let's do the same thing for this side. Okay, so this one's done. Again, let's go ahead and set this aside to dry. And we're gonna do the same thing on this one with the 2 pockets here and here. So I forgot to hit record before I came back, but what we're doing right now is we're picking our cover, which we already did, turning that over, and then our next page. And because we need to glue these 2 together. So the next page should be one of the ones where you're willing to hide this inside, the outside pages. So what I did is I took my permanent glue stick, and these, you know, you can buy in any store. Make sure it's the permanent kind, and I got the extra strong one too. And what I did is I glued the entire perimeter of both pages, because glue on glue is a lot stronger than paper on glue. So once you marry these up, they're going to be very, very sticky, and they're going to hold for a long time. And then I just kind of filled the middle in as well. The reason we're using glue stick and wet glue is so we have time to line these pages up perfectly. And that's a tip that I got in the video where this was inspired from. So I do talk about that channel in the video that I'm linking below, and I believe her name is Carrie. Okay, so once you have your wet glue and your glue stick, you're just gonna go ahead and stack these on each other while the glue is still wet. Okay, don't let it get too tacky, because then it'll be hard to work with. And you're just gonna make sure that these pages are exactly lined up perfectly. And that's why using the wet glue gives you time to do that. So then just take your bone folder and smooth out all the edges. Make sure you get all the edges. Don't rip your paper though. And then turn that and smooth out all those edges. And it's very, very easy to, I even have a little bit showing over here, but that's okay. I didn't do it exactly straight, which this glue, you know, it doesn't dry super fast, but it dries pretty fast. It's quick dry. So then, okay, so here's our album so far. Here's the cover, here's our first page, our second page. Now our third page needs to be another one that this inside's gonna be hidden. And this side's gonna be hidden. So go ahead and do the same thing with your glue. Okay, so we just glued these 2 pages together. And now we need to do the same for the back cover. So this is going to be the back cover, like this. So we need to glue these two together. Okay, you guys, so here is the basic construction and base of our album. So let's do a little quick flip through of the base of our album. So here's our cover, and we've got these pockets that we open up to. Next page we have the bottom pockets. Then we've got another one with the side loading, and another one with the bottom pockets. So this is a super cute 8-page album, and it's a really nice size too. I like this size that I designed because the other size that I made was really big, but this size seems more compact, and also the fact that I added the 2 side pockets makes the album more even and kind of lays flat better, because before I was adding all the pockets on the bottom and it was kind of like bottom heavy to where this part was kind of heavy and this part was more flat. So I kind of evened it out just a little bit, and now it's ready to embellish. So what we're gonna do, the only other thing we're gonna do with this album is kind of decorate the little pockets, leave these here for photos because I want people to be able to put photos here, and then we're gonna make photo mats to put in all the pockets. So it's gonna be very simple, and of course we're gonna be using up most or the rest of our collection pack that we're working with. Remember, the Wild Love. So let me show you what we have left from that collection pack after we made our album base. So we have these sheets left, and these are all going to be used as photo mats, and I'm going to show you where in just a second. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 12 by 12 sheets left. We also have our 2 cut apart sheets left. We can use those. And then we also have this whole entire sticker sheet left. So let me show you what we're going to do to make the photo mats first. And we might do a little bonus project to go with the album with these, and it's going to be super fun. So let me get these out of the way. Okay, so I took all the rest of the paper that I had left in that collection kit, and this is how I broke it down. You're gonna need 8 pieces that measure 4.5 by 6.5, and those are these. And I only had enough to do 6 of this size. So this size is 6 pieces of 7 3/8 by 5 3/8. So you need 6 of those. And then I cut down some white cardstock, and I'm using Recollections 110-pound cardstock. So I've got 8 pieces here, and you don't have to use the 110-pound, it's just what I had in my stash. So I'm using the clean white because it goes with the collection. So I have 8 pieces here of 4 3/4 by 6 3/4. And here I've got 6 pieces that measure 5.5 by 7.5. So that's just the way it was convenient for me to cut down the paper, and these are going to be all the photo mats that we fill the pockets with. So the next thing you need to do is really easy. This is where you decide if you want to round your corners or not, but I'm making this tutorial pretty simple with minimal supplies, so I decided I'm not going to round my corners this time. So for the bigger sheets, this measures, like I said, 5.5 by 7.5. And you're going to only have a 1/16 of an inch border all the way around. I didn't want to make this piece too small, and that's just how my cutting worked out for them to get the most out of the paper. So there's going to be a 1/16 of an inch border all the way around, and then on these ones you're going to have an 1/8 of an inch border all the way around, and that way when you put your 4x6 photo on here, you'll have a nice thick border of the cute paper behind it. So let's go ahead and get all of these matted. and matted all the photo mats with the scrapbook paper. And so what they are is they're matted on one side and then blank on the other, so there can be lots of journaling on this side, or another photo can fit there. So there's lots of room for pictures in this album. The other thing that I wanted to mention is you need to reserve a piece of the paper that measures 1.5 inches by 8 inches. And that's going to be your spine piece, so it covers this spine on your album. And it makes it look a little more neat and a little more finished. So what I like to do, this is what I do. I just fill this entire piece with adhesive. So I'm using my ATG gun. And I get all the way to the edge. And just be pretty generous because this is going to be the spine of your book. And then I lay it down like this. Well, actually, I'm going to do it this way so I can see better. And I like to just lay it down. You don't have to do it exactly halfway on the front, halfway on the back. Just do it where you like it on the front. Line it up. Make sure it's perfectly straight. Got it pretty straight. So that's how, you know, you just sit that on there and then just burnish this down really well on the front. And then what you're going to do is flip it over to the back, and it's, you know, here it is exposed with the adhesive. And you're just going to go ahead and work that really gently so the paper doesn't crack. And glue it down to the back. I think this just gives it a nice finished look like a book instead of having that bare spine with all the pages glued together. And then I just like to take my bone folder across here to make it nice and flat like a book. And then of course hit it one more time on the front. And there it is. And it's really nice and tight and glued down. It's not going anywhere. And it looks a lot nicer. And then what you want to do is just open your book and kind of work the pages down. It's really easy. There you go. So the book is pretty much done, and then we just need to decorate and embellish. And for the embellishments and the decorations on the album, I want to keep it pretty flat because I don't want this to get too bulky, because you're, for one, going to be putting these in the pockets, and then there's also going to have pictures on them eventually. I have all these scraps left. And you guys know I wanted to kill the whole collection. So we're going to turn these scraps into embellishments and little pieces to tuck in the pockets as well. And then of course we've got the stickers, and we've got this couple sheets of this. So I'm going to use the big ones for these pockets, for the bottom loading pockets, because they're a little bit of a tight fit in the side loading pockets, but I think they look really good in these. So here we go. I think it looks so cute with all of these in there. See how pretty that is? And now, you know, whoever you give this to can put a picture, a couple pictures on either side or both sides or whatever of these photo mats. And then you've got two left. Or you can go ahead and fit that in there. And I am going to go ahead and try to fit this in here as well. And it fits pretty good. It's a tighter fit, but that's okay. You can take these and put these in the pockets as well. One here, put one there. Put one there, and there. I think this is going to be such a fun album to give to somebody as a gift. It's so cute. Hate to cover that up, so I'm going to put the same design right on top. Isn't that adorable? So this is like the basic construction of our album. We're going to put some more goodies in the pockets, but isn't that adorable and cute? And it has so many spots for photos. I am so excited. Let's go ahead and decorate the cover. are all the scraps that I have left, and I'm gonna break these down even more, and I'll be right back to show you what I did. Okay, you guys, I'm back with my piles here, and I broke down the rest of the paper, except for I still do have one full sheet of the cut-aparts, but I have a plan for this. So I cut the rest of the paper that I had left. These are the only scraps I have left. So they're nothing, you know, that have enough on them to make them into anything. So let me show you what I did with the rest of them. So I cut down the paper 2 ways. The rest of the paper scraps that I had left, I cut into 3x4 journaling cards or Project Life cards. And I'm going to use the rest of the sticker sheet for a couple things. But I'm going to use a lot of these stickers to make my own decorative Project Life cards. And then I cut the rest of the strips that were too small to be 3x4. I cut them into 2-inch strips and then however long they were already. And I made tags. So as you can see, I made tags / bookmarks with all these. And I used this punch that I've had in my stash for quite a long time. I absolutely love it. It's one of my favorite tools. And you can find similar tools like this. It makes that little punch right there. At Hobby Lobby, they have punches that look like tag tops. But this one's from like Stampin' Up, I think, and I got it from a friend, Patty. Thank you, Patty. I use it all the time, and I just love this thing. So you just cut any scrap of paper down to 2 inches, and you can make it into an instant tag. So I just made a bunch of different tags. And then, of course, I cut apart that whole sheet of these journal cards, and here they all are, except for I did use one of them on the cover, as you remember. And the rest of the scraps that were too small to do any of this to, I actually punched hearts with one of my other favorite punches that I've had forever, and it's this, I think it's like a 1 inch or 1.5 inch, I can't remember, heart punch, and I got it from Hobby Lobby. It's by the Paper Studio. I think it's like 1.5 inches, if I'm remembering correctly. But anyways, I cut all these hearts out. So there's all those, and then I even kept the negative pieces to most of them if I could salvage it. So here's all the negatives. So I think what I'm gonna do is take my album, and I'm not gonna jam pack this album full with all of this stuff. It'll just get too bulky. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put a few of the cute decorative journal cards that came with the collection in here, and I'm just going to tuck them in really cute like this. I don't know how many I'll do. I don't want to make it, like I said, I don't want to make it too bulky. I'm going to put it in places that need some color and decoration, like this one needs something. That's adorable. And let's see, this one, put there. And then this page, maybe we'll do this one here. And then I'm going to save the rest of these for something else that I'm going to actually discuss with you now here at the end of the video. So we're going to do a final flip through of this album in just a second, but I have a couple things I wanted to talk to you about. I have some ideas on how to use the rest of these scraps, and I have a tutorial that I kind of just designed and came up with. I'm sure it's not my original idea, but I just played around with some dimensions, and I'm thinking that I'm going to use this sheet and I'm going to utilize it for this side. So don't like freak out too much, but so I think what I want to do is make a second kind of like bonus video showing you what I'm going to do with this, and all of these pieces here. Oh, and by the way, I also had some strips left. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to make some DIY embellishments with the rest of this here, and a surprise tutorial with this page, and you're going to love it. And then of course use the stickers in my DIY embellishments as well. And then you'll see what I'm going to make, like I said, with that big sheet. So how does that sound to everybody? Would you like to see a bonus video? Because, I mean, let's just face it, this looks pretty much done. I don't want to add too much more to it. And even if I decide to gift this to somebody, I can include this plus the surprises that I'm going to make with this, and then all the scraps here. I can include it together as one nice gift to whoever I give this to. So I think that's a great idea. And I'll go ahead and finish it up right now and film it. You guys will have another little mini bonus project to do with the paper collection. So we didn't quite kill the whole collection, but we kind of did, because I cut it, you know, I broke it down and had pretty much made use of almost every single scrap, and the bonus video will make use of all of this, along with this and this. Okay, so let's do our final flip through of our completed album. I'm so excited because I absolutely love it. I love this size. I love that we made it the 6x8 size. It feels good in the hand. It lays flat, which I love. Here's the back. So let's go ahead and flip through it. Lots and lots of pockets. You can do whatever you want with this. And you know, we've got all these spots for journaling on the back or more pictures. This album will hold a ton of pictures. So even if you want to make this and add the pictures for whoever you're giving it to, oh my gosh, that would be the sweetest gift ever. So those just get tucked back into there. Then we've got, of course, journaling cards and another photo mat. Everything gets tucked back in. Then we've got this beautiful layout. I made this cute little DIY embellishment and sticker down here and here. We've got journaling cards, more photo mats, plenty of room for pictures in the background as well. And I just love this paper. It's so cute and whimsical. Then we got our next page, another side loading page. We've got two photo mats here, a large and a medium one. And then we've got a small little journaling card, another medium mat, and of course the gorgeous paper. And I love these cardstock stickers. They're actually, like, Photoplay paper has the nicest quality stickers. They're so thick. They're almost like borderline dimensional. They're so thick. So I liked how I layered that one. And that cute little guy up there. And then here's probably my favorite page, the last page. I love the teepee paper, and I love this cute embellishment that I created down here, the layers. And got lots of journaling room and photo mats. And then of course the feathers. So that just gets tucked into there, and there's the back. So that's our album, and I'm so happy that you joined me. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you're inspired to get out your double-sided paper and make some of these on your own. They're so much fun and super addicting, and I can't wait to make a bunch more. Thank you again so much for watching. I hope you're all having a wonderful new year, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!